Hey everyone, welcome back. Hope you're having a fantastic day so far. So some recipients of Social Security will receive not one, but actually receive two payments in the month of December. We're going to be going over who those Social Security beneficiaries are and why they're going to be receiving two payments. Plus, we have a lot of Democrats panicking at the thought that Joe Manchin might just be running for president in 2024. So we're going to be covering that as well. But before we go ahead and dive into the main stories of today's video, if you wouldn't mind helping me out real quickly by just giving this video a like, that just helps out with the good old YouTube algorithm, and also consider subscribing to my channel if you have not already. Okay, so in our lead story for today, of course, we have Joe Manchin, who recently said that he's not going to be running for re-election for the U.S. Senate in the state of West Virginia. He's done with it, but he's not completely done with politics. He wants to sort of, unify America. He says that the left is moving further to the left, the right is moving further to the right, and we have less of this middle. So he wants to bring back the middle and some common ground to Americans. So he wants to do that in certain ways. And there's a lot of speculation that he might just be running for president in 2024 as a no-labels candidate. And because of this, we have a lot of Democrats panicking. And why are they panicking? Well, if he happens to run for president, remember, he was a Democrat, and he was a Democrat who was able to win a very red state in West Virginia. So he has a lot of Democratic support, and he also has a lot of people in the middle that you normally might think might vote for Joe Biden. So if we have all these people in the middle and maybe just a little bit to the left decide to vote for Manchin instead of voting for Biden, well, the votes that Trump loses, say the states that Trump lost by maybe 5 or 10,000 votes, well, if we had a lot of people flip from Biden over to Manchin, then in that case, it could have possibly, the election could turn out to where Trump would actually win those states. There would be toss-ups where, Biden might win once again if Manchin didn't run. So according to The Hill, Senator Joe Manchin's flirtation with a third-party presidential bid after announcing his upcoming retirement from the Senate is sparking anxiety among Democratic senators who warned that Manchin would make a big mistake if he challenges President Biden. Democratic lawmakers say that if Manchin runs for president as an independent, it will hurt Biden's re-election chances and could result in what they view as the nightmare scenario of electing Donald Trump to a second White House term. Democratic senators were less concerned about a potential Manchin presidential run a few months ago when they thought he was still likely to run for another Senate term. Manchin, however, last week didn't rule out the possibility of running for president on the no-labels ticket or another independent platform, telling CBS News that he has, quote, plenty of time to make a decision. And he rejected fears voiced by other Democrats that he would sink Biden's re-election if he throws his hat into the ring. He said, quote, I don't buy that scenario. I've heard that, and I wouldn't buy that scenario because if you look back in history, how things have played out, I don't think that they thought that Ross Perot would elect Bill Clinton, referring to the three-way presidential election race back in 1992. Manchin told NBC's Meet the Press host Kirsten Walker that he would absolutely consider a run for president. So Manchin is at least considering a run for president, and this could obviously really hurt Biden's chances of being reelected. Of course, we have other third-party candidates as well, such as Robert F. Kennedy Jr. So 2024 is certainly going to be interesting. If we look at the recent polls like we did in yesterday's video, it appears that Donald Trump is in the lead. However, these are just polls, so I wouldn't really, put too much weight into these polls, whether Biden leads them or whether Trump leads them. It's going to be interesting come next year who is going to end up winning the next presidential election. And of course, we have to look at the House and Senate races as well, as those are really probably more important than the presidential election because that's how laws are actually passed, being passed through the House and the Senate through Congress before being sent to the president's desk to be signed into law. Now, in some other news, of course, next month, like I mentioned earlier on in today's video, and as seen in the title, certain Social Security beneficiaries are going to be receiving not one, but two checks next month in the month of December. So we're going to be covering who those beneficiaries are and why exactly are they receiving two payments next month in December. Well, according to AS here, you can see up on the screen, these payments are going to be going to SSI beneficiaries. And the reason they're going to be receiving two payments next month in December is because, of course, they're going to receive their normal payment on the first of the month. Just like every other month, it's going to be on December 1st, and then their next payment is going to be coming on the last Friday of the month. That's going to be December 29th. Now, The reason they're receiving it on Friday, December 29th, it's not like a bonus payment or anything like that. Nothing extra that they're receiving. The only reason they're going to be receiving another one on December 29th is because that December 29th payment is actually technically just going to be their January 2024 payment. So in January of 2024, if you receive SSI, you're not going to receive any payments in the month of January. That's because January 1st happens to fall on a holiday. January 1st, New Year's Day, is a holiday. So in that case, you're just going to receive your payment a little bit earlier. So that's why you're receiving, just like last year and in previous years, that's why you're going to be receiving 2 payments in the month of December. So you can see right now, you can see the payment schedule up on the screen. Once again, on Friday, December 1st, that's when you're going to be receiving your first payment. Then we have other payments going out on December 13th, December 20th, and December 27th. Those are going to be going to those depending on when your date of birth was. So if you're born on the 1st through the 10th of any given month, you're going to receive your payment on December 13th. And then the same goes for those born between the 11th and 31st of any given month. Depending on when it was, you're going to get either paid on the 20th or 27th. And then that Friday, December 29th, that's going to be the second payment once again for SSI beneficiaries. And that payment, of course, is going to be a little bit higher. That payment is going to be 3.2% higher, thanks in part to the cost of living adjustment. Now, as far as determining what your payment next year is going to be, thanks in part to the cost of living adjustment of 3.2%, there's going to be a pretty simple formula pretty much. So according to the Motley Fool, this is how much your benefits will increase in 2024. So in 2024, Social Security recipients will get a 3.2% cost of living adjustment. This means benefits will increase by 3.2%. You can't necessarily just multiply your current benefit by 3.2% though. That's because Social Security applies the COLA to something called your primary insurance amount. Your PIA is the benefit you're entitled to based on average wages. If you retire at a designated age called your full retirement age, FRA is based on your birth year. If you retired right at your FRA, you can determine the value of your COLA by doing simple multiplication, since your monthly benefit will be equal to your PIA. If you were receiving a benefit of $1,500, multiply that by 3.2% to see that your COLA would be worth $48 per month. In 2024, the standard Medicare premiums for Part B are going up by $9.80 per month though, so your COLA will be reduced by this amount if you pay what most seniors do. So of course, you have to factor that in as well, as the Medicare Part B premiums are going to be increasing. They were actually expected to be up to $15 with the new Alzheimer's drug. Thankfully, it did stay below $10 for next year on a monthly basis. And you can see up on the screen here are just the average amounts that you can expect for to receive in 2024. So for example, for the non-blind disabled, those payments are going to be going from $1,470 per month in 2023 this year, up to $1,550 per month next year. Then as far as SSI beneficiaries go, for individuals, their payments are going to be boosted up to $943 per month next year in 2024, whereas right now the maximum is $914 per month. For couples next year, the max is going to be $1,415, up from $1,371 this year. The SSI resource limits are going to be staying the same at $2,000 for individuals and $3,000 for couples. And then as far as all retired workers, the average benefit next year in 2024 is going to be $1,907 per month. That's up from $1,848 per month this year. And then age couples both receiving benefits, their average payment is going to be boosted up to $3,033 per month, up from $2,939 per month. So those are the averages or the maximum amounts that you can receive, that you can expect to receive for your Social Security benefits next year. And of course, for SSI beneficiaries, you're actually going to be receiving your January 2024 payment in December, because January 1st is a holiday, so you're just going to receive your payment a little bit earlier. But that's all the news that we have for today's video. I certainly hope that you enjoyed and found value out of it. If you did, again, I would greatly appreciate if you could give this video a like, consider subscribing to my channel if you have not already, and I will see you in the next video.